had already chosen the dress before he mentioned her name. It was a soft gray one, loose at the shoulders, the kind that didn't demand attention. I liked it because it made me feel steady, like I was standing inside myself instead of performing outward. Cease! I was adjusting the sleeve in front of the mirror when he said it casually, as if he were announcing the weather. Jessica will join our anniversary dinner, he said. Try not to be jealous. Not everyone gets your moody artist thing. Didn't look up from his phone. I smiled at my reflection first, just to practice. Then I turned to him. Of course, honey. My voice sounded light, pleasant, trained. He nodded, satisfied, and went back to scrolling. For a long time, had believed that being easy to live with was a kind of virtue, that swallowing small hurts was maturity. Love meant translating myself into something more convenient. I used to paint late into the night when we first married. He would sit on the couch and watch me, amazed, as if I were building something out of air. Back then, my moods were called depth. My silences were mystery. Somewhere along the way, they became difficult. Jessica had entered our lives gradually. A colleague first, then a friend, then someone whose messages made his phone light up at odd hours. Someone who laughed at his jokes faster than I did. Someone who understood him without overthinking. I never accused him of anything. Not because I didn't notice, because I didn't know how to speak without sounding hysterical, so I learned to be quiet. After he left for work that afternoon, I sat at the kitchen table with my coffee growing cold and opened my contacts. I stared at the name for a long time before pressing send. The message was simple. We're celebrating our anniversary tonight. I'd love it if you joined us. I think it would mean a lot to everyone. Explanation, no apology, no edge, just symmetry. The restaurant was small and elegant, the kind where the lighting softened and everything. He liked places that made him feel important, liked places where conversations stayed low and human. Jessica arrived first. She hugged me tightly, almost theatrically. Look beautiful, she said. So do you, I replied. It was true. She always did. Husband was attentive in a way he hadn't been in months, pulling out chairs, ordering wine, laughing loudly, performing happiness like it was proof. I watched him with detached curiosity, studying a familiar painting that had started to crack. When the door opened again, no one announced it. He simply walked in. Tall, calm, slightly uncertain, as if he wasn't sure whether he belonged in the room. Her fiancé recognized him immediately from photographs. Jessica froze, not dramatically, not visibly to anyone who wasn't paying close attention. Her smile stopped reaching her eyes. Her shoulders tightened. Her hand, mid-gesture, paused and then dropped to her lap, approached our table politely. "Huh," he said. "I'm sorry if I'm late." "No," I said gently. "You're right on time." Husband looked from him to Jessica and back again, confusion slowly overtaking confidence. "This is," he began. "Daniel," Jessica said quickly. "My fiancé." Silence followed, not the awkward kind filled with nervous laughter, the honest kind, the kind that exposes things. Daniel shook hands, sat down, thanked the waiter, asked about the menu. He was composed, unthreatening, which somehow made everything more unbearable. My husband tried to recover. "Well, this is great," he said. The more, the merrier. No one laughed. I watched something subtle shift in him then. Not anger, awareness. For the first time, he was seeing the situation without the cushion of his assumptions, without the story where he was harmless and I was dramatic. Jessica barely spoke after that. Daniel noticed. He asked her if she was okay, if she was tired, if she wanted to leave early. She said she was fine. She wasn't. Neither was he, though he tried to be. Neither was my husband, who kept checking his phone as if it might rescue him, and neither was I. But I was calm. That surprised me. I wasn't triumphant. I wasn't satisfied. I was clear. Later, as we walked to the car, he finally spoke. "You invited him," he said, not accusing. "Yes." "Why?" I considered lying. I didn't. "Because you invited her," I said, "and told me not to feel anything about it, stopped walking." "That's not?" "I know what you meant," I said softly. "You meant I should be easier, smaller, less real." He looked at me for a long time. "I never cheated," he said. "I know," I replied. "That's not the only way people leave," I added. We drove home in silence. Over the next weeks, things changed. Not magically, not neatly. He became more careful with his words, more hesitant before dismissing me, less certain that I would always absorb discomfort without consequence. Jessica drifted away, not dramatically, just slowly. Fewer messages, polite distance. Daniel and I never spoke again. I went back to painting at night, not because I was trying to reclaim something, because I no longer felt I had to justify it. Sometimes my husband watches me now, not with awe, with attention. It's different. So am I. I don't know where our marriage will end, but I know where I stand in it, and that feels like enough.